What were we talking about? Oh, well, I'll start off. I moved my room around again, but mainly just to clean out my closet and just have a closet again. It was just like a litter box, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, our living room is not all that much better. We took down the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Or Amy took down the tree, not we. Started condensing boxes again. And the real piece of shit thing with where all of our boxes are is, like, most of those boxes are like Funkos and other cool shit that we want to display. But in order to display it, we need bookshelves. But we don't have bookshelves because the boxes are in the way. It's this whole, like...
all over the place ordeal.
We don't have... Yeah, we, like, don't have room for the things that we need to give us room. And it's like, no, that's going to have to be, like... I would probably have to either wait till I get back on my compressed work week schedule, or we would both have to take time off to just, like, fucking... just take care of it.
Like, take a 2 days to just clean everything and prep it?
Oh, yeah, and then another, like, day and a half, if not another full 2 days, just to, like, have a real weekend and recover from that.
Honestly, cleaning this out was a 2-day ordeal because I had to take everything out, reorganize it, decide if I wanted to trash it or not, and then I had to go back in there and wet vac it, and that took, like, a day to dry, and then I went back in and... rearranged all my stuff. I have so many wigs. I have like 12 fucking wigs.
We talked about this last time. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Okay.
Yeah, you're just like, where did this come from? How did I get these?
Honestly, it's just me going on Amazon being like, this would be good for that cosplay, and that cosplay, and that cosplay, and then I don't make
and
the
then
cosplays.
You forget. You either don't make it, or you don't have time, or you forget, or whatever. Yeah. I have one wig I know of, and it's for a, white blood cell cosplay.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're going to do white and red blood cells from Cells at Work.
Mm-hmm. That one sounds so fun. I still haven't gotten around to watching it.
Oh my god, watch it!
I've been watching The Dragon Prince, I think is what it's called. It has the voice actor from Sokka, from Avatar, and he's one of the main characters, and oh my god, it's magic and thieves and like D&D-esque stuff. I have not seen Vox yet.
Speaking of Avatar, hold that thought.
Okay, commercial. Ooh, that ass! Is there snow out right now? You are in shorts.
No, there's no snow, and yes, I am in shorts. It's not
when
that
did
cold.
The snow melt? I have no...
like the day it landed? Snow doesn't last very long. It, like, lasts for a minute. Like, when we had that snowstorm before Christmas, it snowed, touched, melted, and refroze immediately. So it was like, it wasn't even snow, it was more ice than snow.
That's lame.
Okay, so, right, yeah.
What about
so
cheese?
What I was going to show you... Shut the fuck up. So there was a Kickstarter I supported like fucking 3 years ago, it feels like. It probably was about 2 years ago. It was from Magpie Games called Avatar Legends, the role-playing game. I finally got my order. Did I what?
Let me see it.
This book is, like, I haven't even unwrapped the book yet. It looks so fucking gorgeous.
Oh my god. Oh.
This is and you could choose. This is the Avatar side of it, and then here's the Legends of Korra side of it.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
You can choose which one you want on the front or back. I wanted Avatar because that's the first one that I saw. But just like, shit, it's like a holographic card.
Yeah, that's so
cool. I'm trying to, like,
cool.
not get the light caught in it, but that's how reflective this shit is. Like, I don't want to open this. It looks so nice.
It does, but hey, maybe you can find like a clear cover to get on it or something.
I will have to do something like that, yeah. So I got that. I got this nice little dice bag. There's water, earth, fire, air, and, like, it's not a typical, like, you know, your 7-piece dice set. There's, like, oopsies. Found a white die. There's, like, you have a die for each element, and they're all 6-sided. but there's a die for each element, and then you have a die for weapon and a die for technology. I have no idea what the fuck those mean yet. I haven't gotten through that yet. But it also comes with a map, and this is like a cloth map. This is pretty high quality shit, I think.
Wow. Oh, I'm jealous. That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, Amy said she wanted to frame these.
Yeah, I would frame that. I would totally frame that.
Yeah, and I got 2 of them, too. I think what happened was, like, I ordered it, and then on my tier list, you know, they had different, like, oh, if you order this tier or higher, you get, like, this added bonus. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know, like, I had no idea what the popularity was. So it was just like, oh, I'm just going to order things that I know I'm going to want. And so the map was one that came with one of those, like, pledge goal markers. Mm-hmm. And they hit all of them. So I ended up getting 2 maps. One of them was free.
Yeah.
And I also got the White Lotus Pai Sho token that Uncle Iroh always talks about.
Oh my god, yes!
I got one of those too. Well, 2 of them technically, because I bought one because I wanted it, and I didn't think that's right. Yeah, it was really close to the end of the timeline, and I added one to my order, and then they finished it at the very last second. But there's the
Pai Sho. Oh, that's awesome.
The White Lotus. Same thing on the back. Yeah, so I got one of these. And let's see here. I got all the different expansion adventures. And then these are really fucking cool.
Nerds.
These are these are journals. These are blank journals. But they've got a cover. Here's the cover from the book.
Oh, so
there's
beautiful.
One for each element.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So those are really cool. I don't want to use them because it's no, these look so nice.
So I will tangent from this now real quick. Currently, it is January 21st. Wizards just kind of apologized for all the stuff that they have been doing.
I was going to ask you if we're going to talk about this on this episode, because holy fuck, there is so much that has happened.
I've been trying to keep up. I haven't been reading any content myself. I've been, hearing it on YouTube Shorts or people, talking about it online, so I may have less information of what's going on. But yes, that is adorable. They're falling off Appa.
There's Appa, and then just Sokka, barely hanging onto the tail. That's what you originally reminded me of when you said voice actor of Sokka.
Yeah. I definitely, if you haven't seen it yet, Dragon Prince, I think it's on Netflix. Super good. It's animated, and it has a very similar feel to the Ruby anime show that was popular.
I tried watching that, but the animation for the first season looked so plasticky. It didn't look I don't know what I was watching, but I don't think it was the right thing.
I think it was something that someone did themselves. It wasn't a giant production thing, so it definitely did look a little not great at the beginning. Okay. But I'm told that it gets better as you go. It's not exactly the same as that, but it's kind of like 3D with a very sheeny look to it. Okay. It does take a little of getting used to, I will say that, but I love it. It is such a good show. Okay. It's really dark. It's similarly dark like Vox Machina.
Oh.
Yeah, there's some really fucked up things that they go over, but it is interesting. That one is really fun.
Okay.
I have not seen the new Vox yet, but I know you went to go see it in
theaters. I saw it in theaters. Amy and I saw that.
Was it all 3 episodes or just 1?
It was the first 3 episodes.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, and let me tell you, it's so fucking good. I know what happens. I saw all of campaign 1 before they did the animated series. Mm-hmm. I know where the cliffhanger is, and I still had the no, fuck you, Matt, not another one of your cliffhangers, even though I already know what happens.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I haven't seen as much as you have. I definitely know a lot of campaign 1 from talking to you and Amy, and then seeing all of this stuff. Love Vox Machina. The show is it's so beautiful. I just rewatched it with Journey in preparation to watch the new one, but I haven't had time to sit down and watch it quite yet. But I will get there.
I think the last time I checked, season 1 of Legends of Vox had like a 96% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And then as of last night, they had a 100% rating for season 2. But I mean, granted, it's only out of like 11 people that had rated it. Mm-hmm. But it's like, that's still a pretty strong start right out the gate, though.
Oh yeah, I feel like they do everything so well. They handled the humor really well. They handle little. Oh my gosh.
God.
But Journey was making animation notes for sure. He was like, "But the mask and the gun were on the floor a second ago. Now they're not there." So he kept making those little notes. I was like, "You motherfucker."
Wait, what scenes?
There are just different scenes where some of the little details aren't followed through each scene. Like when Percy, spoilers, when Percy kills one of the people, he drops his mask and his gun, and runs to someone else. I'm just going to try and give the least amount of spoilers. And when he runs out of the room, you see him drop him, but when they pan back, it's like a view from where he's at and the room is in the background. You don't see his gun or his mask on the floor. But it's just like little details like that he kept noticing.
You know, that one I would honestly say, I wouldn't even say that's a mistake, because like his whole gun was from like some extraplanar being. So I would totally say, like, nah, his warlock patron could, like,
summon it back to him.
Summon kind of like, almost like low-level poltergeist kind of move things in the world, like.
I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter. Animation is hard to deal with already.
Oh, yeah,
other than just trying to keep every single detail accurate. I just thought it was funny he was noticing them, and me watching it for the second time, I was like, oh, yeah, I totally missed that the first time I watched this. And it is a little unrealistic in some points, but it's based off Dungeons & Dragons. It's going to be a little unrealistic.
I was going to say, it's like, you have to suspend some of your disbelief. It's a tabletop RPG setting, like.
Exactly. So, I'm fine with it. It was just little things he would note, and I thought it was really funny. Nice. Also, I think I would do Pike.
You what? You want to do? Oh, like we talked about earlier.
I think I'd be down to do Pike. That would be fun.
Yeah. You know, I thought about it more and more, and it was just like, you know what? If we wanted to try to trick Journey into cosplaying, I think, like, as much as I want to be Percy, he would make a much better Percy. Just the way that he's taller, a little more slender like Percy, has that, like, whiter complexion. And with the hair, the way that he does his hair, it's like, no, fuck you. And you wear glasses? God damn it. You're automatically a default better person. Shit.
Honestly, if he grew his hair out a little longer, parted it down the middle, and got spherical glasses, he would also make a great Milo from Atlantis.
Oh, I have not seen that. I don't.
Oh my gosh. Let me send you a picture real quick, because, oh my gosh.
Because, oh my gosh.
There are two people that he looked like. Was that English? There are two people that he looked. Was that right?
I don't know.
So that's Milo, and then someone else in human form that looks like him as well.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, he would. Yeah, he really would. Oh,
okay, here, real quick. We've been recording for a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you want to say hello?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Hello, meaty pals.
Hello, meaty pals.
Were you burping?
Oh, you pooping?
You pooping.
I'm full of baloney.
And I'm packing the sausage, and welcome to the Totally BS podcast. Thank you. Same notes.
Yeah, I caught it. We are two meatheads with ADHD, hoping to entertain you with our nonsense. Today, we'll be... Oh, I didn't update this again. Once again, just like last episode.
Well,
so on today's list, we've got favorite pets. We're gonna play the Fact or Crap game, and then talk about animal penises and how
oh my god, yes. All the things.
Oh yeah, all of that. And then something else I want to squeeze in here, if we have time for it, is talking about Wizards of the Coast and their bullshit. Like, just clearly disconnection from what their target audience is with their OGL. So that'll be real fun.
Yeah, actually, let's jump into that real quick for a little, because I definitely want to talk about that.
Okay, before the question, we're going to do the OGL before the question?
Yeah, let's talk about it for a bit, then we'll get to the question.
Do it.
So, starting off, I didn't verify this, but I did hear that Wizards of the Coast was also implementing some kind of school program where people use all of their content to help kids learn about D&D.
More or less.
Okay.
The version of that I know... So before my current job that I have, I was a high school science teacher. And during the pandemic and the lockdown and everything, D&D Beyond actually unleashed something of like, hey, you can get basically a teacher's account. And you got basically almost all of...
It's okay, I had something in my eye. Oh my gosh.
Is it an eyeball?
No, it's extra stuff.
So, anyway.
You brat.
From the best.
You bitch!
You bitch! No, but you got a teacher account, basically. If you worked for a library or anything that had any type of public outreach connection, and basically you just solidified that by hey, here's the, a link to our, teacher directory. Here's my name. Here's my email address. And it has to end with a, .edu ending to it. And, yeah, so I got a D&D Beyond account. I got, probably close to, $500+ worth of content unlocked. And that was really nice. I couldn't I tried using that with my students, but I don't know, they're all in lockdown, they're all at home, it's really interesting. You take kids out of a school classroom and their mental capacity and concept of a schedule is just, it's done. It is lost on them.
Mm-hmm. Because that's all you have to plan for when you're a kid. You don't really think of all the other things. Right. Unless it's going to hang out with your friends or something. Yeah. That's interesting. Okay.
So, yeah. So, I had kids that were interested. And we played, a couple of sessions. But, very quickly it became other things would happen. Or, they would oversleep. Because they basically didn't have to turn in an assignment. It was just mentally clocked out. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't really able to use it with them as much as I had hoped to, but that's as far as I know is the school outreach with D&D. Now, one thing that I do know, and this is not provided by Wizards, this is one of my other friends actually, who's a psychologist, and he uses D&D and character stats to help kids that do not understand the importance of certain social behavioral norms, if someone says no, they don't want to give you a pencil, you don't smack them you don't hit them in the back of the head. That type of shit.
I'll be honest real quick. I think D&D did help me learn how to communicate a lot of stuff better.
Really?
Yes, because I feel like even now, I feel like I'm stunted socially. I didn't get a lot of good interactions growing up, and just learning those social cues for me was really hard to do alone. So when I got to D&D...
Oh yeah, especially alone, yeah.
Yeah, so when I got to D&D and I got to see, the different personality traits, got to see how some characters act one way versus another because of their past, it kind of opened my brain up to understand that other people have feelings and thoughts and stuff just like I do. I've always been an isolated brain and just kind of shut off a little.
Right. Your only ideas of how people function is based off of what you already understood.
Yes, and I think that's actually like a learning step in your childhood that you're supposed to go through and discover and explore. And I feel like there was a lot of turmoil going on around that time in my life. So I feel like
Yeah,
I
we've talked
just
about
didn't
that. Yeah.
connect. Yeah, so
Huh.
I think D&D just
Oh.
experience-wise has helped me a lot and learn how to communicate with other people in just trying to get points across. I'm always so chaotic and all over the place, and it's hard to understand me
You never.
sometimes. So I will say that it's helped me a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of it helping people outside of a like very controlled, orchestrated environment. But I mean, like, it makes sense. Like, if you go into like picking out your personality traits, it's like you get a whole fucking list of
Yeah.
different ideas, different choices, of like how to judge not judge a character, but how to like define a character. Like, how are you going to play this individual that you have created based around backstory or options, or even if it's not one on the list, but like one can lead you to another one that you create because of something that inspired you from the list or something like that.
Yeah.
But this friend of mine, no, he would actually do it. He would set it up so that it was mostly kids with like moderate to severe autism, where they would have zero strength, not even just like base strength of 10. No, they would have zero strength, so their modifier was -5. They would have zero dexterity, so they can't just like run away or wiggle out of, like, they can't run from their problems. And I think Constitution he also put as a 0. Just because it was a physical trait. I don't think there was any real punishment of it. He just never had him roll for a con save on anything.
Yeah.
And so what he would do, though, is he would, like, he created his own little system for articulating, like, oh, so you need to focus on your mental traits. So, like, your intelligence, how, like, can you understand physics? And then, like, your wisdom of, can you understand people, or what can you perceive as an environment? And then your charisma of how do you communicate with others?
Yeah.
And then, like, and he wouldn't totally railroad them. Like, if they wanted to sort of say, well, I'm just going to hit him and push him out of my way, he would say, okay, roll strength with disadvantage. He would purposefully, like, he never actually like told them you can't do whatever. It's like, no, you can make your own choices, but the impact or the natural consequences within the game they were put at severe disadvantages for the sole purpose of, like, okay, well, this isn't working. In real life, this is something that could happen, and you would get in trouble, you would miss out on recess, you would, like, lose your fun time, and those are all not fun things. So what can we do that doesn't take those away from you? Try one of your, like, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma skills. And he would use that to teach kids that had zero concept of, like, what is I don't even want to say healthy, but what is, like, a productive or even just, like, congruent way to interact with people that isn't violent or isn't treating someone poorly.
Yeah, that's really smart. I never thought of that, because that is kind of how I took it in, too. Because, like, people with higher charismas are going to have better chances at intimidating people, persuading them, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, like, people with low charisma are not going to be able to talk their way through things. They have to find a different way to work with it. That is really interesting.
And because it was a game setting and not, like, a real-life world interaction, it was perfectly safe for them to do the absolute worst, most inhumane things, and there would be a game consequence, not like
a real
an
life
actual
consequence.
Right. And, like, so that was easy. It was so much safer for them to, like, try things, even if they didn't want to do whatever they were given. It was like, so try one of these methods. No, I don't want to yet. Okay, try what you want to try. And so they would get through so many sessions of trying and failing, and they would just be like, okay, do you want to try the thing I told you to try? And so they would eventually like running out of options, and they would get like bored of being stuck and kind of go like, okay, fine, I'll try the thing. And they're so much more willing to try something different because it's a game and not like.
And this is why people can play out their traumas. They can play out situations that were similar to when they were younger because they're in control now. They can decide what to do with more time and be like, okay, I feel like this won't hurt anyone's feelings, or I feel like this is how I want to get my point across. And like I've done that a few times where similar situations in game reflected a past scenario, and I was able to come at it with more time to think and more time to figure out what is a good way to deal with this, you know? It gives you time to think on things and make you realize you can do that in real life. If you need a second to think of a response or to think of what you're going to do next, you have time. You can do that. I think people just get so fast and anxiety ridden because they think everything needs to be done at a certain time, and that is so hard to deal with, especially when you have ADHD and you feel like everything is just panic in your face, in your brain. You can just take a step back and just be like, no, I can take care of this. It's not that big a deal. I just need to take a breather and tackle it.
Yeah, that's actually, it's funny you mention that because that is literally the entire problem around when I lived with my brother up here in Oregon, is because he would do exactly that. If I couldn't give him an answer immediately, it was like, okay, well then this problem is solved and we can move on. It's like, actually, no. There is literally no law, rule, or circumstance in which things have to be addressed, perceived, and executed all in the same nanosecond. Like,
no,
that doesn't actually...
No, that doesn't work.
Not a thing.
Sometimes you really need to sit and process things, especially if it's a conflict thing where you guys are having issues and need to figure out a solution. Solutions take time. You can't just be like, all right, I'm mad that you keep leaving your clothes all over the place, so now you have to do this. Well, if that doesn't work for them, what are they supposed to say?
Right, yeah.
You can't just be like, okay, and continue. You need to work things out.
Or
and
like
that was
not
unfair of them
else,
to do for you.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Okay, so back to the OGL.
Well, I think that was a good start because we're showing how emotionally attached we are to this game and how much time we have put into this and how fucked it is what they're doing to their creators, to their audience, to everyone.
Yeah, and I've seen a couple different perspectives on this.
Okay, so base explanation.
Base explanation. The OGL is essentially in what was it? Open game license that lets third-party creators, which is essentially like the community, people can create things that can be added in congruency with the rules of D&D, and then they can sell them and contribute to the larger D&D community that way. The original license was pretty open for considering it's an open game license. And there have been some arguments made to say that the first OGL isn't even actually substantial or important, and that comes from understanding copyright laws. Copyright and trademark laws are like, you can copyright the expression of an idea, but not the idea itself. So
you can't take their exact game mechanics. Yes.
Well, hold on to that.
Get your light bulbs.
So you have light bulbs, right? Anyone can make a light bulb. You just can't copy someone's exact expression of a light bulb, rename it as your own, and then sell it. That's what you can't do.
Okay.
Now, you can't... Now, going back to games, you can copy rules because those are ideas, not expressions of ideas.
Exactly.
And all of this I'm getting from, there was a really good video put out by Legal Eagle about it. The example he used was, think about the board game Scrabble and compare that to the Facebook game Words with Friends.
Yeah.
So they're both identical. It's a game board, it's letters, they have points on them, and you put them on a board to score points against people. So, like, if Facebook were to say, oh, this is online Scrabble, that would be violating copyright. But they didn't. They took the mechanics of the game, made their own, like, expression of it.
Own art styles, own, like, colors, own whole thing.
Right.
Yes. And then produced it, yeah.
And then produced it. So Scrabble could come back and it's like they could copyright their rule book. Like, that they could copyright. But they can't say, like, no one else is allowed to make a board game with letters and words on it. Like, they cannot do. So, going back to D&D then, no one is trying to reprint the player's handbook.
No.
No one is trying to reprint the Monsters Manual or the Dungeon Master's Guide. Those are copyrighted, protected expressions of playing a tabletop RPG. So the OGL is basically saying, like, here's all the things that you can use that are within our copyright, like specific spell names, I think was in there. Okay, so OGL rules. So the idea is, like, whatever this OGL is, it originally was designed to have been like, hey, let people create things and then we don't have to sue them for contributing to the community, essentially. And the other thing, too, is, like, all these, like, third-party content creators I've seen, they're not trying to reprint already existing D&D material. Like, there are two things that I really have my eyes on. One of them is called a thing from the Mana Project, and it is basically a Norse mythology D&D version of Ragnarok. It takes you from 1st level to 18th level, and it looks so fucking good. Yeah? And I want to buy that. Okay. I want to buy that so badly.
But would that fall under the new problem?
No. Let me get to that in a second. The other thing is there is a magical, like, just a magic item book, because that's the one thing I've actually, like, the one critique I really do have about D&D content is their magic items. It's like it's like a slim section of a book this big.
Yeah, and like you feel like there would be more.
Yeah, and, like, it's really hard for me at least, to figure out what's the conventional rule set for, I want to make this kind of weapon. Now, does that make it common, uncommon, rare, legendary, artifact? I have no idea.
It's kind of random.
No idea. Yeah. So what I really have been frustrated with is there's no rule set, or not even a rule set, like a suggestion set for, like, or maybe there is one, I just haven't paged through every single page in the Dungeon Master's guide. But, like, there isn't a real centralized, like, if you want to create a spell or magic item, here are the general guidelines you should follow. Like, there isn't any one of those. But I did find one, I can't remember who it's from, but I see it on Instagram all the time. It pops up for me. There's a magic item book that's, like, it's this thick. And I've, like, seen some of the clips from there, and they have some pretty unique items that I have not seen before. So that's another thing that I want. Now, initially, D&D came out, or Wizards of the Coast came out with their 1.1 draft. It was leaked. I totally don't... I think that was a purposeful leak to see how the community would respond.
And they hated it.
Oh, well, let's break that down and say why people hated it. The biggest thing was collection of royalties. Now, these royalties were, like, they weren't from everyone. Like, they don't care about the one person Etsy shop that's selling D&D content. They don't care about that. They care about, like, Dimension 20, Critical Role, High Rollers, big powerhouses that are making a lot of money, but are also doing a lot of good.
Yes.
Right. It was anyone who's making over, like, $750,000 a year.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that they would be collecting royalties from. And it was like 20 to 25%. Yeah. That's fucking huge for royalties.
And what really sucks about that is I feel like a lot of them had Wizards of the Coast sponsors, D&D Beyond sponsors. Like, you guys are already getting money advertising with us. Like, what the fuck do you want?
Right. What more could you want, right? And so it's like, now they did specify this is less than 20 companies who would fall under this catch.
Yep.
Okay, great. But I just want to bleed them. I just want to put this into perspective. 2021, Wizards of the Coast made over $1 billion. and I meant to look this up, and
I'll look it up real quick. I pulled up some of the other stuff. I pulled up the Dungeons and Dragons launches after school stuff. What did you just say? I totally forgot already.
Wizards of the Coast profits in 2021. I want to know what's their profits of 5 years before that. Because I bet you anything, that 1 billion...
More than 1.3.
It was like 1.3. It was 1.3, or at minimum, yeah. I bet you anything that's more money that they've seen in the last 5 fucking years. So, yeah, that whole, like, over 1 billion, that was gross. That wasn't even net profits.
Okay, yeah.
So that's
like, that's even crazier.
That's the one thing that we don't know, yeah. I really wish I would have looked this up sooner, but I did not. But regardless...
So they leaked the information, made everyone mad, and then
So let me get back on track to the whole royalties thing. So like Kickstarter was the first one that announced they were going to require that they force D&D related Kickstarter projects to put forth 25% of their collected revenue. That's so fucking much. Like, if we put this on a smaller scale to understand it, if it costs $8,000 to make a $10,000 profit on insert thing here, guess what? All your fucking money is going to Wizards at that point. Now, I have no idea what's the cost of production for making electronic versus hard print. That I have no clue on. So I don't know if that 8,000 number is even realistic or not. But it's like 20 to 25%, that's not even of net profit. That's off of gross profit. Or just gross, like money incoming, not even like, oh, well, let us, like, get out of debt for it. Yeah, I saw that.
It keeps flashing pink.
Yeah, that's weird. So that's a really, really steep gouge. So, like, that's just, like, really massively inappropriate. And then we did the math on this beforehand. So I did some quick estimations. I said, okay, let's say minimum amount of money, it's going to be $750,000. Let's assume that there's 20 companies. They said less than 20, but we're just using round numbers. So let's say 20.
Mm-hmm.
You take 25% of those 20 companies at $750,000, and that's less than $4 million. That is less than $4 million they would be getting from royalties off of these companies. And I'm sorry, if they're going to be posting, we made over $1 billion in 2021, and they're scrounging for single $1 million profits on this.
That's dollars to grands. Like, it doesn't really matter.
No, and that's what I was really pissed about. Is like, seriously, you need to collect royalties off of people who are literally giving you free advertisements.
Yeah,
it's
like,
free
them playing the game is going to make all of their followers want to play the game too, and they're going to pick up what they know.
Yeah. Like, let's take Critical Role for example. We're both a fan of that. If you buy the first Critical Role manual that they released for their first campaign, you still need a player's handbook.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, it has most of the rules in there, but not all of them.
You need the player's handbook. Sometimes you need the monster manual and the dungeon master's manual. Like, you need all these books to get started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, I gotta open this window.
Lighting problems.
No, not even lighting. Just little, get a little sweat.
Sweaty.
So it's just like, no, you are getting free advertising. It's fucking free. Oh, hey, you like D&D? Check out this book. Oh, I don't know what D&D is, but this book's really fucking cool. What do I need to play it? Oh, I need to spend $150 fucking dollars on 3 books from Wizards of the Coast? Sure, why not?
Yep, that's exactly how it goes every time, and they still want more money.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so mad. Like the Ragnarok campaign that I won. If that was my first thing, like, I am not into Norse mythology as much as I would like to be.
Mm-hmm.
And holy shit, I absolutely, if that was my first thing I saw, I would be buying that and realizing like, oh shit, I need the rule book. And then I would go buy the player's handbook.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, no, you had the golden egg. You had the perfect mutually beneficial environment. They can't buy the third-party content without buying your content. Like,
they were
there was
in
no reason
so
to touch
good.
it.
They were fine. Everyone had amicable relationships with them. They were sponsoring. Everything was good. And then they got more greedy. And then they wanted more money. And they don't fucking care about us. It's just frustrating because they kept coming out. Every time something bad would happen, they'd follow up way too late. They stayed quiet for way too long. And they barely even said sorry and did not change much at all what they were doing.
Well, they did. Well, there was a mix of two things. Let me get. Okay, there was three main points I had. There was royalties, which is fucking stupid. There was might be wrong on this, but in the 1.1 leak, there was something about being able to claim third-party content as their own.
Yep.
Like they could just claim that, and so here's my things on that. For my job that I have, it's the same thing. In the company that I work for, if you create something using the company's material, you get credit for it, but the company owns it because all the stuff that you used is owned by the company. And
you wouldn't have access to that otherwise.
Yep, exactly. So most other companies, that kind of makes sense. You have control over this, but you don't own it. So it's like, okay, that is technically true for all other businesses, but I'm sorry, but tabletop communities are not like all other businesses.
Places are actually trying to get rid of that. As a side note, they're trying to get...
What do you mean?
Oh, no, sorry. They're trying to get rid of the that you can't leave this job and go to another job that's exactly like this. In government. I'll get back to you on that. I was listening to the news on it. Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm really interested. But yeah, let me not get sidetracked first. So it's like, okay, that makes sense in other industries, but I don't think that really makes sense for a tabletop community. Because it's so much more like creative. It's not like, oh, I invented this thing and this is going to save money for our company, blah blah blah. It's like, no, this is an intellectual property thing that I created based off of the rule structure in this community setting. So it's like that one's, I don't know. I cannot I cannot decide because it's like I see both ends of it, of Wizards going like, well, that's technically RIP, but then going back to the whole copyright thing of like, no, you do not get full control over the operations of an idea or the process of an idea. You have control over the expression of the idea.
That's all right, Wizards. If you didn't want us using your stuff anymore, we don't have to. We have plenty of other things we can use. I love D&D Beyond. I will say that right now. It is such a good tool for new people trying to get into it.
Oh,
and
really
it works really well. I wish some things were less expensive, or there were codes to use to get physical books online too, so you didn't have to buy them twice. But all over, D&D Beyond is a great program and really easy to use. But this is bullshit. I really want them to fix whatever they're doing. They need to just take a step back and be like, all right, we're going to not do this for a little bit. We're going to figure out what works best. Because right now, no one is happy with them. So many people have left and unsubscribed and canceled their subscriptions. And they have tried to come back and be like, all right, well, fine. We're going to have... This was another leak. They came out and said, okay, we're going to have people pay $30 a month now instead of having it free.
You're getting ahead of me. Hold that thought, though. Hold that thought. So the last bit that people are really pissed about is it almost feels like Wizards is using with the 1.2 that they released as a draft. What they want is to be able to control and prevent people from releasing like hateful or harmful content. Now, here's the thing. I'm not involved in I don't have, a finger on the pulse of every single third-party creator content out there. But out of the, fucking tons that I've seen, none of them have any drive to create harmful or racial or, bigotry-related content.
If anything, they're trying to do the opposite.
The only issues I have seen are the clusterfuck that Wizards of the Coast released called Spelljammer. Because there was this race in there, it was a re-release of a race that was back from, like, 2nd or 3rd edition.
Yeah, the monkey people?
Yeah!
Weren't they very tribal, too? Like, they had very tribal outfits?
There was a lot of, like, African culture reference to that.
And they had an issue with that with drows and all the monster races, trying to make them all...
Not drow, but it was with half-orc.
I swore it was with drow as well.
Or it may have been drow. I know it's heavily in half-orc. Yep, well, the half-orc. That was half-orc. That part was definitely half-orc.
Interesting.
Half-orc, if you look at they have a lot of, like, tribal roots that relate to, like, indigenous African tribal groups. Mm-hmm. And some of them are, like, they're on that line of, like, being a little too close to reality. But the Kinder race, they absolutely, like, no, this is literally reflecting of the slave trade and trying to breed African people so that they could have the strongest slaves. Like, it was legitimately that to the fucking T.
See, and I heard a little bit of that.
But the only bad release that I've seen of people trying to release bad content has been Wizards of the Coast. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, I don't think it was intentional, but it, like, you know, someone fucked up on their peer reviewing.
Yeah, exactly. So, who saw that and was like, this is cool? Who drew that and said this is cool? Like, well, what
exactly.
the fuck? Yeah.
That's what I mean. Sure. So it's like, I get the idea. Like, I have nothing against trying to, like, fight against racism and bigotry and homophobia and all that shit. I don't have a problem with it. I have a problem, though, with the way that this infrastructure is laid out, that Wizards can just arbitrarily decide this is too obscene, this is mean, we're going to take it, without any type of, like, formal process or, like, requirements. Mm-hmm. There's nothing like that in there. And that's the part that I'm really hating, and a lot of people are furious about. It's like, you know, it's fine to fight racism, that's great, but this is not how you do it. This is just, you're just pendulum swinging now. Now you're just on the opposite side of crazy. Mm-hmm. Or like, or on the, you're still crazy, but on the other side of the normal line. So it's like, how does this actually help anything? No, I actually did find out that the 30 a year, or like the 30 a month thing, that was actually not released from Wizards. That may have been like an idea someone had said in some meeting, and everyone was like, no, that's dumb as hell. But like, that was something that was never announced through Wizards. So maybe that was an idea floating around, but got quickly canned and someone decided to use it against them. I don't know. The crazier one was the rumor about Wizards trying to create, like, artificial intelligence DMs to run your campaigns for you.
Oh yeah, I saw that. But that's like a video game.
So you cut out. Say it again.
That's like a video game. That's not like...
Yeah. Well, that one was really funny. I saw someone's comment saying, like, they couldn't make a functional life cleric for, like, half a decade. You think they're just gonna jump to making artificial intelligence?
No, that's gonna be outsourced as hell.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So it's like, there are some things that went over the top as far as, like, not all completely true or there. But, I mean, honestly, if it motivates people to keep unsubscribing, what was it? I think, like, in the first week, Wizards lost $500,000 from people canceling subscriptions. I mean, there was nothing wrong with the OGL. No one was abusing the OGL. And it's like, okay, like, kind of like the whole, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. But I also understand trying to prevent issues. The one thing I did like, though, about the OGL is how it made it illegal to try to make NFTs. Because NFTs are fucking stupid in general.
I think that's a good idea for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I don't have any negatives with, because NFTs are money-draining things anyways, and just literal scams. I am not a fan of NFTs whatsoever. It's been fun seeing everyone get into it and then get fucked, like with Sigmund Freud.
Paul Brothers.
Sigmund Freud, I think. Bankman, the FTC coin.
Oh, shit. What does he own?
Samuel Benjamin Bankman-Fried. He's the one that's
it.
Who's on trial right now because he basically just had that. I think it was a token, cryptocurrency. And everyone was just buying into it, and he was just using it for personal funds. Everyone had fake coins, and all of the money is, like, gone. Like, that is insane.
Yep.
So...
Well, you also have the dumbass Paul brothers and their whole, like...
Oh, my God.
Crypto zoo or whatever that they're trying to get running.
Yeah, they didn't wind up doing it, and someone else did it in, like, less than a week. And Journey's been playing it. I don't think they include the cryptocurrency, hilarious. Like you can just play for free or buy little coins, but someone already made it, and it's hilarious. They just like already gave up on it.
Well, it was so funny because I saw another YouTuber do a video on them, and it was like literally this video was, you could tell that it was a scam because the Paul brothers, their team was essentially a bunch of scam engineers trying to scam each other, and it was just like, what did you think what was gonna happen? I don't know.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
For some idiot brothers, they have somehow managed to make so much money and a living off of all of that. It is insane that they're still relevant. And then everything with Andrew Tate has been hilarious watching.
That was so funny. Oh,
it was.
I loved every moment of that.
He just resurfaced because Elon let him back, and then he was talking all the stupid shit he was doing before, and then Greta was just like, boom, with the burn, and he was like, pizza box, arrested, in jail, and it's just like all happening at once, and it was just so satisfying. He was quiet for so long, and then just all of this shit at once.
Then it's like, you know what, Elon, maybe you should unban so many more hateful fascists so that they can just go to jail. If he did that would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, I mean, I was never on Twitter in the first place, but it seemed like a pretty good place to get reliable stuff, and now it's just a garbage fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? Like, Elon is the first person to lose, like, $200 billion, which is, like, the entire economy of Greece?
Yes. Insane.
Oh, just over the top.
Anything else you want to talk about the OGL?
I mean, really, I don't think they need to change much on it. If they want to add in a little clause about no NFTs, and then add in another little clause about, like, hey, don't make racist, bigoted, hateful, homophobic shit. Like, that's really all they need to do.
Yep.
Like, it worked. Still works so beautifully. Although the good thing though at their release is that, like, they did say if you have any currently in development projects using OGL 1.0a, you can continue using it, and anything that already is published under the original
first
OGL
one
can still be used. Yeah, you can still sell that.
Okay.
So, like, they definitely hit the brakes on the whole, like, no, we're gonna own everything. But the biggest issue is that their 1.2 draft still says deauthorizes 1.0a, and it's like, no, you don't fucking get it.
Nope.
Like, you're trying, and that's the thing that I hate, is it almost seems like they're trying to use, we're trying to fight racism as their excuse.
And try to make themselves look like the good guys.
Yeah.
And that's not right. That's so fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if that's what you're actually going to do, that's great. The D&D community has done that pretty well, I think. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know.
Why my light keeps, like, flickering. Are you plugged in all the way? Yeah, it's fine.
In all the way.
Bzzz.
All right.
Fully charged at 100%.
Yeah, there's a lot of just, like, people are gonna have to keep unsubscribing until they, like, they lose so much to where they're like, okay, fine, we won't touch it. And that's the other thing too, is just like the trust of, oh yeah, you can use our stuff, and then oh, but we can change our services whenever the hell we want.
And that's so
Like, I
messed
mean,
up.
it's as janky as like cell phone companies. Like, oh, we can change our terms of service whenever we want, or like Google using their accounts for shit. We can change our terms of service whenever we want, and it's like, great.
So in reality,
like
it sounds like they're just following everyone else.
Yep. Which actually, last point to that, kudos to fucking Paizo for what they've done.
Yeah.
They're creating an open content license. I don't remember if that's the correct
I think
elongating
I sent
the acronym,
to you.
but it's the ORC license, which I really like.
ORC, that's great.
ORC. And what they're going a step further, so to prevent their company from being able to change it later on, if they basically get a Hasbro situation, they're the law firm that they are making this with. They are going to be owning it until they can give it to a charity foundation, who will be the owners of it.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
And which is amazing because it's like that. I think will actually force Hasbro to either quit fucking with it, or make legitimate good changes to it to actually make it better, because now they're in competition. Because before they pretty much had the fucking monopoly on tabletops. And then they fucked it up. And now guess what? The profits of all those other like tabletops is now going up because people are like, I should try other tabletops because this one's starting to suck.
As someone who didn't join tabletop RPGs until D&D 5e, I literally thought that was the main one and everything branched off from it. Not that is one to use, and there are many other types of TTRPGs. And I never gave anything else a chance because I was like, I know D&D, I'm going to stick with D&D. And now all this has happened, I have to expand and figure out what I want to do instead, or if I even want to continue with it. Like, I'm starting a new game with our D&D group. I'm going to do my first DMing, and I have based everything off of that game. So,
well, here's one thing that I think a lot of people are missing though, is like, it's kind of like, what was it? It's similar to like the Harry Potter situation. Like, they're trying to eliminate the author from that book because of the horrendous shit she's done.
Yep.
But don't go burning your Harry Potter books just because you hate the author. Like, if you already bought the book, okay, you bought the book.
Use it.
Just scratch the name off or whatever. So same thing with D&D books. Like, all the shit that I have, I'm not getting rid of those. I'll probably still use them, but I'm not like
supporting them anymore.
I am an alt content art or an alt cover arts collector, and like
we talked about that on the podcast.
No. Yeah, we did. That's right. And it's like, no, I'm not buying another alt cover until they stop fucking with the OGL that clearly works. So it's like, that I won't do, but it's like, I'll keep using the books I already have. Like, if I throw those books away, that doesn't hurt Wizards of the Coast. That hurts me because I no longer have the thing that I spent the money on. Like, unless I could, like, go to Wizards and be like, hey, I want to return all these books, give me my money back, that would be the only way to do it.
I was about to say the same thing.
But yeah, that's not gonna happen, and that's... where am I? Like, I have to go return those to the store that I bought them from, and some of those books, it's like, no, I've had those for over a year. They're not going to return them. They're not going to accept them, so...
I guess my lights are just going to disco pink every once in a while.
Sweet.
Okay. Do we want to start with the question? We literally just spent like an hour talking about OGL.
Did we really? That hour? Shit!
We had a little bit before we started the actual thing, so maybe less than that.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. So our question from our book of 4,000 questions to get to know someone better. What is something you got rid of that you wish you had back? So, what is something that you wish you could have back that you got rid of?
You know, I don't know. I feel like maybe some clothes. I don't know. I feel like I don't have a lot of things that I throw away without really thinking on it. Because, like, I literally still have a stuffed animal that my brother gave me from, like, high school. So I collect a lot of things, and it takes me a long time to feel okay to throw some things away.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if it's not something that I got rid of on purpose, I lost one of my first vlogging cameras back when it was like New Year's of 2012, and I had taken a full night of video and pictures with my friend, and as we were walking around, I dropped it, and it was the middle of the night. So we went and followed all where we went, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So
oh no,
I lost that, and
man.
Really, it wasn't like super expensive. It was just nostalgic, something I would like back.
Yeah.
What about you?
Ooh, that is a question. There's two things that I can think of. When I was in high school, I played Magic the Gathering a lot. Another thing that Wizards of the Coast fucked up, but that's a whole nother topic. But I was like trying to teach this friend of mine how to play, and so I gave him some cards to start a deck with, and I thought I communicated with him pretty well, that it's like, oh yeah, you can use these, but like give them back to me when you're, whenever you get your own deck or whatever. And I guess I didn't communicate that very well, and he ended up moving to the East Coast with his family moved, and I didn't get those cards back. And it was like a full fucking deck of cards. So it was like, shit.
Those are mine.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I got over it pretty quickly because it's like, he was the only kid that I actually, like, played with. I had another friend in California that I would, like, visit every couple of years. And so I play with him sometimes, but other than that, it's like I didn't have anyone else to play with, so it really wasn't that big of a deal. But like the collector in me was just like, no, but they're mine.
Yep, I have definitely like given things to people for them to borrow and never got them back before too, and I hate when that happens. I was collecting this like graphic novel collection of this like gay person's relationship, and it was just really fun. I loved it a lot, and I lent them to, gosh, this train is going to sound wild. I lent them to my boyfriend's mom's boyfriend's daughter. And I never really visited my boyfriend's mom. This is at the time, not current. I never really visited her in the first place, let alone her boyfriend or her boyfriend's daughter. I was just like, here, I have these things, you can borrow them. And then I never saw her again, and I lost like 3 or 4 books that were like $25 a pop.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes. At this point, when I lend out books, they're gone. They're in the wind. I don't expect them back anymore. So I've been trying to read more, and, excuse me, Daisy. Sorry. Totally woke my cat up. She's just like, here. Nope, that was the wrong angle. I can't even freaking move. What the heck? Well, she's behind my tits. Sorry.
Man, that is a statement. Oh yeah, sorry, my cat. It's behind my tits.
Yes. I've been trying to read more. I bring my book around with me. And you want to see my bookmark?
Sure. That is a face. That's a fucking... So, okay, but like, he would make a good Percy. He would make a good Percy. Yeah. Tongue out and everything.
And now that I have Melia, she likes reading books, so whenever I finish a book, I'm like, here you go, you can read it, give me one of yours. So it's nice. I like doing that. What were we talking about? Oh, if we got rid of stuff.
The other one that I have is, this was one that I lost. I played Pokemon Golds.
Oh, yeah.
And I fucking loved that game. That was my favorite Pokemon game I have ever played. And and just like, oh man, I miss that game. I mean, I don't have like a Game Boy to play it on anymore, but it's just like, no, that is the one thing that I wish I had. Specifically because I was a dick, and the thing with Gold and Silver was like the two legendaries in those games were Lugia in Silver and Ho-Oh for Gold. So if you got the Gold version, you fought Ho-Oh at like level 40, which was good because then he wouldn't have because you could get like his strongest move. But Lugia was at level 70, and Lugia was so high that you couldn't get his best move.
Yeah,
out of
can you
breed
breed
all of his
legendaries? There's only like 2 you can breed.
No, you can't breed any legendaries.
I think the Manphy one, or the Pokemon breedable legendaries.
You can't breed legendaries, I'm
yeah,
telling
you can.
you.
Manphy.
No, you can't.
Manphy is the only legendary Pokemon you can breed, and the result is Fion. No other legendaries can breed, and they are often genderless as well. Bitch, here, I will send you that.
Well, I don't know what version that is. I only played up to Gold and Silver. But yeah, so then in Silver it was flipped. Lugia you fought at level 40 and you can get Lugia's best move. And Ho-Oh was at level 70 and you the way that it automatically just deletes the last move at the bottom of the list of 4. So you would miss out on the best move in the game. So I tricked my younger brother into trading me. I gave him my level 70 Lugia for his level 40 Lugia and convinced him that, oh, well, this one's higher level, so it's better. And he traded it to me.
You're so evil.
Oh, I was. Yeah, I was. I really was.
You're clever.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So that was funny. But outside of that, it was like, no, Gold was my favorite. Gold was my favorite. I mean, I only played Yellow and Gold. I didn't play any other Pokemons after that because it was like, these are the same. They're the same fucking game. Just your 3 starters are always the grass, fire, and water. They're just, the art is just reskinned as a different critter. And that was my opinion of it. And then after that, it was just like, I just kind of lost track of it. I didn't keep up with whatever was going on in the other ones. And things have probably changed since then, but it was like, that was my... Because, yeah, they released, they did Red and Blue, and they came out with Yellow. That was, the special edition of Red and Blue.
The Pikachu one.
And then, the Pikachu one. And then after Silver and Gold, they had Crystal for Suicune. And it was just like, yay, it repeats again!
Yeah.
Or that, and I don't know, maybe there is some differences between them. I don't know. I didn't play it, so I'll never know.
I definitely played through the majority of them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I played Leaf Green and Sapphire. I skipped the 2nd generation, and then I did 4th, skipped 5th, and then 6 on, I've played the first bit of the game, and then I just get bored and stop playing. So...
Okay, so tell me then, since you've played more, are they repetitive? Are they essentially the exact same, but just, the creature types are different?
I think the adventure with playing new Pokemon games is seeing how things have been updated, seeing how different Pokemon look and act. The stories can be fun. There are a few that are just really, I would say handholdy, definitely feel like they're made for kids, not for adults.
Okay.
And then there are some where the stories just completely do not make sense, or they're just really awkward. But I feel like there are some of them that are worth playing. I really like Sun and Moon and X and Y. Those 2 were just really gorgeous to look at. And the Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby, those 2 were really nice too. They're the remakes of Sapphire and Ruby. Those ones had okay stories and were just really pretty to look at. And the Pokemon are just so, the emote so much. It's just really cute. And The newest one that came out.
Okay, that I can get behind.
Yeah, they're not just pixels. You get to see them as their own little things, and you get to play with them and dress them up. Like, that's the cutest thing. But the newest one that came out, I would say it would be great if the graphics were better. It really lacks in what you would expect from a Pokemon game, unfortunately.
I've heard that. I've heard that. I've had, in one of my other Discord groups, I have friends that post, like, the weirdest glitches that happen from that. And it's like, seriously? Fucking seriously? This
Nintendo.
is what you gave us?
Nintendo put that out, and that really, made everyone feel less confident in them in general. And I hope they put out some kind of patch to make it look a lot better. Like, if it looked more like Legend of Zelda, I would love that. That game is gorgeous, but...
Especially, like, full Breath of the Wild.
That would be amazing. I would love that kind of Pokemon game. And that's kind of what this one was going for, but it just... They really fell short in a lot of things, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to go to the next question? Is that another question? If you could have any pet in the world, what would it be? A Pokemon.
Yeah, we did put a Pokemon. Let's see.
Maybe we put it there to choose and we just totally didn't choose.
Yeah, that could have been it. Let's see. Pets. I want a Rottweiler. I want a Great Dane. I want a German Shepherd. I want a Pit Bull. I want a Husky. I want...
Okay, so you want dog in these varieties.
Specifically, I want, like, all the big dogs, because when I come home, I want to be able to wrestle my dog and actually stand a chance of losing. That is the kind of dog that I want.
That's adorable.
Oh, yeah. I also want a tortoise. I had a tortoise at one point. But he was a crotchety asshole. And he would always, he was a burrower, and he, this is back in Arizona, so it's like the ground's always hard. I tried to water it every day to make sure it was soft enough for him to burrow. And he eventually got himself, like, caught, and he couldn't fucking move. And I thought he was just being a persnickety asshole and didn't want to come out, so I just kind of left him. And then, because he wasn't quite submerged out of the heat enough, he ended up just fucking dying.
Oh,
just out in the open like that. Yeah, it was not fun.
Oh, poor guy. Yeah, you can only do so much. Everything out here is just so hard and dense.
Yeah. It also didn't help that, like, I originally got him for doing some, like, merit badge when I was in Boy Scouts, and the guy that acted as my
They gave you a
counselor,
pet that lives to, like, 100 years old?
No.
Okay.
No, this was
wow.
part of the badge is you had to actually, like, take care of and maintain and, like, describe the behavior of whatever animal you were taking care of. And originally, he was just going to give me one of his, and I would take care of that. But I was like, no, I actually do want a tortoise. So, we got a tortoise. And that was actually really cool. That was a really cool thing to see and go through that. But the advice that this guy gave me for taking care of my tortoise, he was fucking stupid. Like, this guy, deadass, the advice that he gave me actually made my tortoise really fucking sick. To the point where I had to call and get a, like, traveling a traveling specialty doctor, and I had to be his assistant while we performed fucking surgery on him.
What advice did he give you?
He told me, oh yeah, these things can eat red lettuce. No, red lettuce is actually, like, poisonous for this type of tortoise that I had. Just real bad instructions on... And it was weird because, like, the instructions he was giving me, I didn't see him doing that to his own tortoises that he had in his own backyard. It was just like, and I was smart enough to notice that, like, hey, something's wrong with this, but I was too young to, like, have the wisdom to been like, are you sure about that, my dude? Like,
that's insane.
Yeah. I was real fucking mad. Like, every now and again I'd go back to him and talk to him every like 6 months or a year. And then like after that experience of like doing the surgery, it was like, nope, I'm never talking to you again. You gave me terrible fucking advice, and
I trusted
like,
you.
Yeah, right. And my tortoise just never recovered. He just never really like got over that sickness. And looking back on it, it was like there was a couple times where it's like if I look back on it too much, I start feeling guilty of like how shitty of a pet taker carer I was. Pet owner? Yeah, pet owner.
Pet taker carer.
Pet taker carer of her. Right behind your titties.
Yeah, I was too. I didn't really like... I don't know. I never knew how to connect with pets other than just petting them every once in a while. And I realized it after I moved out and lived with Daisy one-on-one. Like, I was way more loving and I cared for her so much more after we moved out of my parents. Otherwise, she just ran around the house. I would have food for her and water, and I would have a litter box, and then she was just someone in the house. And I wish I was more friendly to her and paid more attention to her, because now she's a lot more skittish.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have some of those same feelings with my tortoise that I had. It's just very, like I've seen other people I've seen other people that have tortoises, and it's just like, nah, they actually play with this thing like it's a fucking dog. And I wish I did, like, closer to that with my tortoise that I had. Like, I did that for a little while, but it was like, no, I could have, I feel like I could have done more.
Yeah, she doesn't like being picked up. I had to gently put her in my lap now.
You just picked her up.
I know, but if you try and hold her, like, if she's on the table or something, I'll pick her up to move her to the couch or something, just to move her, and she will kick me and scratch me and get angry. She just woke up, so she was, oh god, she has so much drool on her face. She had a good sleep. She was hard sleeping. But she usually she doesn't like being picked up. She doesn't like... Bless you. Mm-hmm. She gets scared around men a lot, I've noticed. It took her a long time to trust Journey and Justin. And she loves me. She'll talk to me. And I don't know. She definitely has anxieties and is scared of, like, everything, especially plastic bags. But I feel like I'm doing a lot better now as a cat mom, and she's really sweet. She's a big goofball. I love her. I would say if I could have any pet, dolphin! I don't know if I would do a dolphin. Those things like to molest people. I think I would love having some kind of bird or owl, but only if someone else took care of it, because there's so much work, and I know I will not have the patience or the want to actually take care of it that far, which is kind of why kids are scary to me.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think you and I are both on the same boat of probably kids.
I taught for 5 years. I don't know. I have had all the kid interactions that I could possibly ever want.
Exactly. And I basically grew up raising other kids because I babysat my nieces and nephews all the time. Oh my god, I hated it and would like to not do that again. That shit was traumatizing.
And then you just think about, like, the expense, like the price, like just the cost of living, and it's like, let me tell you, my first job that I had at my company now, I did not make enough money to afford this 1-bedroom apartment that I live in with Amy. Like, I mean, granted, yes, Amy has a job. She can help, pay rent when she could, and that, like, she can do that. That's fine. It's no big deal. But it's like, I'm sorry, how the fuck is it that neither one of us could live in a 1-bedroom apartment on our own?
I wouldn't be able to either. I looked around for a little because I had a weird moving situation where I was moving out before Journey was moving out. There was like a 6-month period that I would need to find somewhere to live for just a little bit. And I tried to go to this one place and be like, hey, can I live here like half a year and then we can figure out from there? They're like, yeah, it'll be like $1,600 to $1,700 a month. And I'm like, I don't even make that much by myself. I would have no money.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be able to pay... I'd be able to pay rent and nothing else. No food, no gas, no anything.
Yeah. And it's fucking ass. Like, renting is such a scam. Like, I feel like I'm getting into that category of, like, kind of brushing up against the conspiracy level type people. But it's like, no, rent's a fucking scam. Mm-hmm. Rent is ass. And then I got a promotion. And now it's like, oh, hey, I can afford rent. But it's just like, wait.
You had to get there.
I had to get there.
Yeah.
And like right now I'm looking at like my company has like a credit union inside their main office, so it's like there's a real chance I'm going to be changing credit unions because it's like, well, the one back in Arizona, they only work for Arizona. They can't help me out here. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and I don't want to pull a Journey where he had to like fucking fly to Chicago or whatever.
Oh my god, yeah, because he was originally from Tennessee and he had his bank stuff routed out there. And they were like, hey, yeah, if you need to pull all this money out, you need to visit one of our banks. So he went to the closest one, which was in Chicago. He flew there for a day, got all those documents, and then came back home and then bought the house. Like, what? What?
Yeah! So I don't want to do that. So it's just like, yeah, I'm probably going to have to do that. I'm starting to like, I thought at first, Amy and I, it's like, oh, we'll be able to save here for a little bit. It's like, nope. We don't want to stay here. There's been so much shit. Oh, our last D&D game we had to cut early because there was a fight upstairs that got so loud it sounded like it was coming from every fucking wall in this apartment.
Yep.
So it's like
scary.
That's like the third time. Yeah, that was the third time in like 4 months that I had to call the cops for something, and it was just like, nope, I don't want to live here anymore.
No, yeah, I wouldn't either.
And especially, let's go back to that. I've called the cops 3 times in 4 months. For the amount that I'm paying, I could not afford to live in this place by myself off of my first income I had.
Fucking hell. And that... Yeah! God. And that is insane. I've lived in some not great areas, too, and it's like, you look around, you're like, I'm paying this much money for this garbage?
Right!
Yeah.
And this place doesn't look like garbage either. Mm-mm. No. And this place it doesn't feel like garbage, but like from the other experiences that I've had, I'm just like, I'm sorry, I didn't think I was in like a dangerous neighborhood.
Yeah, the apartment that I lived at for 4 years, I called the cops once.
Jesus. That's insane.
Yeah, that one was wild because it was like late at night. I was getting ready to go to bed and I lived in a studio. So my bed was like really close to the front door. And I heard someone stomping around outside banging on doors. And I like peeked through the blinds. And there was blood all on the floor because someone had a fight with their partner. And someone got hit in the head with a cigarette ashtray. And their head was bleeding. So they were knocking on doors asking people to call the police. It was really scary. And I lived alone. No shit. I lived in Washington State for a year, and I had someone like ring my doorbell at like 11:30 at night. Yeah.
And had me call the cops because she was having a friend stay with her, and this friend went apeshit nuts and attacked her and then like ran out the door. And it was like, that one was real crazy. Mm-hmm. That one was fucking nuts.
Yeah.
But like, and you know what's even funnier is that apartment complex was like right next to downtown, and I think there was like a street or two over, and it was like Section 8 housing. I only called the cops once there. Here, 3 times.
In 4 months. That is fucking crazy. Yeah,
So, I'm like, nope, you know what? I just need to explore my options. I need to see what the fuck of a house I can afford, what area it's in. Because, like, I'm so done with this. One of my friends, actually, from work, we were talking about this, and it's like he pays like $1,200 a month for a mortgage of like I think it's a 4-bedroom house. I am paying like over $1,700 or a 1-bedroom apartment.
I think with what Journey purchased this house for, the mortgage is $1,400. And this is a 4-bedroom house, like 2,200 square feet. So if that puts it into perspective, yeah, it's insane. Our apartment complex, the 2-bedroom that we had that you went to, was like $1,500 going up to $1,800.
Jeez!
Yeah, and that was only after 2 years, because it was 15 when they started, and it was gonna be 18 if we stayed another year.
Yeah, the 3-bedroom that Amy and I and my brother lived in when we got here, that one we were paying like 22. That, and before all the extra fees and everything, that was like 2,200. And then we were, once we were going our own ways. Amy and I are like, well,
go your own way.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
Like, let's just see, like, what would a 1 or 2 bedroom be here? A 1-bedroom apartment was going anywhere from 18 to 2,200.
Oh,
they were trying to charge up to the same amount I was paying for a fucking 3-bedroom.
Have you tried looking at houses?
No, I mean, yes and no, but I haven't gone through the steps of talking to my credit union because, like, that'll really tell me what I can afford. Because as a first-time home buyer, I get a ton of benefits.
Yeah.
Because the first time I looked, it was like, oh, I can afford a house that's still being built or a mobile home.
That's depressing.
The biggest part of it is people want a 20% down payment because I don't exactly know which it is, but there's like some insurance. It's either for the realtor or the original homeowners. There's an insurance business that wants to get paid first, and that's what the 20% goes to.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Because Journey had to do that. He had to pay a bunch of money up front, and like that's a lot of money. In this day and age, trying to save that much is insane.
Oh, I don't like... With my savings the way they are right now, I fucking know I won't have enough to make a 20% down payment.
Same.
Like, I'm like, I need to look into it because I need to look into it, but it's like, no, I'm going to be depressed when I figure out, oh, I need to have like $50,000 fucking dollars in savings in order to like make a whatever down payment on a house, and it's just going to be like, yeah, I don't have that. That will take me fucking decades to get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because of the cost of rent.
Uh-huh. They bleed you dry with rent, so you don't have the money to buy a house.
Yep.
So then you have to keep renting and wasting more money. Yep. Ugh! This world fucking sucks!
I know!
Did you want to freaking play the Factor Crap game?
Yeah, I have that up. Let's play that. Did you download it from the Microsoft Store?
No.
Do it, because it's free. You can download Factor Crab for free from the Microsoft Store. That's pretty cool. Not sponsored, but it's still a good thing to know. Okay, well, you're getting that set up. I will ask you the first question, because I've actually been looking at this question, been like, no, I need to know the answer. So, Factor Crap. Well, actually, let's explain this game. So, the way this game works is one of us will read a statement from the game Factor Crap, and we have to be able to tell, is it true or is it a lie? So, Factor Crap, L. The average person has over 1,460 dreams a year. Factor Crap.
I would almost want to say fact just because you can have micro dreams if you wake up in the middle of them or if your dreams just swap around a bunch. I'm gonna say fact.
You're gonna say fact?
Shut up!
No.
I'm gonna say fact.
That seems astronomically high because there's only 365 days in a year. But you can have multiple dreams in one session. That is true. But you also don't always remember them. So is this talking about, like, I mean, yes, everyone dreams when they sleep. But it's the remembering.
Exactly. That was my thought.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to say fact. Hey, yeah, it is fact.
Oh, man, what was the number again?
1,460.
Dang. Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Over 1,400 dreams a year.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
All right.
Okay, Iceland consumes more Coca-Cola per capita than any other nation. That's so... Iceland?
That sounds so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they outdrink America?
That sounds insane.
Like, the number one fat-ass country in the world? I'm gonna say crap.
Okay. Wrong. It's fact.
Yeah. It's obscure enough to where it's like, nah, that's probably true.
I was going to say, it's so specific, it sounds right. Okay, your turn.
Oh, this one's weird. A kiss lasting 1 minute can burn more than 1,000 calories.
That I know is a fact, or at least I'm confident that it's a fact, just because the, I don't know if it's the hormones or something in you starts acting up because you're getting excited, you're getting revved up for the situation, your heartbeat starts going faster. So you're burning calories by your heartbeat going faster.
By just straight metabolism?
Yeah, I think it's...
It is wrong!
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. What is it? Oh, it doesn't give you a different thing.
No, it does.
Oh, what does it say?
Yeah, no, it does. A kiss lasting 1 minute can burn more than 30 calories.
Okay, what was the original number?
100.
100. Okay. All right. Well, then I got called out.
I was like, 100 sounds like a lot. Like, I know, like, vigorous exercise burns around, like, I think 200 plus for an hour.
Okay. That makes sense then, because it takes a lot to actually burn it. I just assumed with the heart rate going faster, I got called out.
I mean, you weren't wrong. It does burn calories, so everyone should be making out more to lose weight.
Okay. 1% of the world's water is drinkable.
1%?
I think that's true.
I think that's false. I think it is something really low, like 3 or 4%, but I don't think it's 1%. I'm going to say crap.
Okay. Wrong. It's fact.
What?
Yeah.
I knew it was low. I knew it was like under 5. I didn't think it was 1. Holy fuck.
Yeah. Okay, your turn.
Okay. Harry Potter was once in love with Hermione.
I think that's true. I could see that. I never got into Harry Potter, though.
I only read up to the Order...
Of the Phoenix?
No, Order of Phoenix, yeah. God, that book was so fucking boring.
Really?
It was so, like, to me, okay, so, like, granted, it's a 15-year-old. There's going to be a lot of, like, unyielding emotion in it. It's like, okay, fine. But God fucking damn it, there was so much.
I never read the books. I only watched the movies, and I didn't even finish all of them.
I didn't either. After Order of the Phoenix, I was just like, this is so dumb. I can't with this. Like, I finally finished it because I wanted to, like, I didn't want to leave the book unfinished. And it was like, there was a couple of cool fight scenes. But other than that, it was like, no, this book was fucking ass.
Aww.
It was just, like, it was also repetitive. Like, all of Harry's emotional outbursts or, like, angsty moments, they felt all the same. They felt so repetitive. So
he never got to learn from them? He just kept cycling through
kept doing the same dumb shit. Yep.
That's unfortunate. It'd be nice to see more character development than that.
Right. I mean, granted, like, I think it's kind of realistic to, like, the age appropriateness of what it's like being a 15-year-old, but it's like, okay, it's also a fictional fucking book.
You can do better. Yeah.
Right?
Could have done better.
Right. So, no, that is crap. Harry Potter was never in love with Hermione.
Interesting. Okay. Everyone always, at the beginning feels like those two are going to be the main couple, not her and Ginger.
Yeah. Well, if they did do it that way, then Ron wouldn't have gotten anything. So.
Exactly. Or else he would have gotten with someone else in the classroom they may have known.
Right.
He would have gotten with Longbottom.
Oh, God.
Hey, Longbottom got hot. No, he.
Did she?
He. Neville Longbottom.
Oh, Neville Longbottom. Why don't I always picture him as a chick?
So that's him when he was a kid. And then this is a really interesting gif of him when he's an adult.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Jesus, that's a lot of abs. You... God, my brain's all over the place. My turn.
Yes, it is.
The 5 Olympic rings signify the 5 sports hosted at the first ever Olympic game.
Oh, shit.
I have no idea.
No idea.
I'm just gonna say fact.
Wait. No, I have to answer. Fuck you.
Okay, what's your answer?
Hold on. I need my coin.
Your coin? Are you gonna flip?
Back.
You bitch.
Yeah.
Look at guys, I have a Happy New Year's thing. It's cute. I had this whiteboard over there, and I moved my room around, and it feels awesome. It might be painted a different color next time we do the podcast, because Journey wants to paint the walls.
Butthole! So this coin that I got, one of my graduated students got me this. On this side, you have this, typical coin. But on the back side...
On the butt? That looks really cool.
No! It's Two-Faced's coin! From Batman!
I don't know a lot of Batman stuff, unfortunately.
It's from Two-Face! He flips the coin!
Does he?
Decide justice! Yes!
You're gonna knock your camera over.
No! All right.
I swear it's going up every time.
I say fact. It's heads. I'm going to say fact.
It's crap.
What was the question?
5 Olympic rings signify the 5 sports hosted at the first ever Olympics game.
What are they actually doing?
Olympic rings, including the white background, is based on the colors of each participating nation at the time. So 5 different nations. That's interesting.
4 to 5 nations. Not 4?
No, one more. Not earth bending. What is the spirit bending? Munch. Okay. Your turn.
Dreamt is the only English word that ends in MT.
Oh, that's interesting. I can't think of any words off the bat. I kind of want to say crap, though. I feel like there's at least one other word. I don't know. What do you think?
I can think of a lot of NT endings, not MT.
Molly Tea Leaf.
Yep, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That was so sad. I'm going to say crap.
It is fact. It is the only word in the English language that ends in MT.
Ugh, I don't believe it.
Okay.
It has never been illegal to be seen in public if you were ugly in Chicago. That sounds like it was a weird law. Yeah.
This is like one of those old laws that's just obscure enough. I'm going to say true fact.
Yeah, for quite some time in Chicago, it was illegal to appear in public if you were ugly.
Damn. Chicago's like a little intense.
Yeah, that's so weird.
The Statue of Liberty was a gift from France to America.
I know that one's fact.
That is fact.
And it was not green when it got here. It was copper?
Yep, it's made out of copper, but copper oxidizes so quickly that it turned green right away.
Yep, it's so
They
wild.
tried cleaning it for a while. Yeah, they tried to, like, clean it, but the statue was so fucking huge, it was like, no, there's no purpose. Now, the question is, why was it a gift? You know that one.
I feel like I knew at one point, but I can't remember.
Between the two countries during the American Revolution.
Very cool. Okay. Does Russia have a larger surface area than Pluto?
I'm gonna say crap. Like, I know Russia's a fucking huge country, but, like, Pluto's an entire fucking planet. Or whatever it's been, like, degraded to.
It's fact.
What? No!
Yeah, Russia's a larger surface area than Pluto. I was gonna say I don't really understand how small it is in comparison to the Earth size. So,
yeah.
I mean, that puts into perspective how big it is. If you can walk around the entirety of Russia, you've walked Pluto.
Yeah, if you can go from the west side to the east side, if you walk that...
West side?
You walked further than Pluto, yeah. This is an interesting one. Seatbelts became mandatory in U.S. cars on March 1st, 1968.
The 60s sounds right, because I remember my grandpa told me when they started ticketing people for not wearing seatbelts, he would always just, like, pretend he was wearing it. Like, it'd be buckled in behind him, but not over his chest. And he got pulled over once, and when they come up to the front, he rebuckled himself. And they were like, I saw that you didn't have it on. I'm gonna have to give you this ticket. He was a fucking truck driver, too. Driving without a seatbelt.
That's so funny.
Oh, it was wild. So I think around the 60s sounds about right.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Crazy, though. Because automobiles were around for a long time.
Right. Well, I mean, I think the max speed of an automobile at first was like 15 miles an hour, so it wasn't really like,
I'm totally reading the article we're doing next just to kind of prep for it. I didn't read these facts beforehand.
You cannot prepare in advance enough for these.
Oh my gosh. I'm just skimming it to get like a easier to say rather than read it.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Good fucking luck. So, our final topic for this episode
oh my gosh.
This is actually an article from the fucking Smithsonian Museum. 9 of the weirdest penises in the animal kingdom. You're already reading it. Do you want to do the first one?
Yes, because this is how we got here. I don't remember what we were talking about during podcast prep.
Knuckles from Sonic.
Well, yes, but what led to that? I don't remember how, but we were on the topic of Sonic, and I was like, echidnas, which is what Knuckles is from Sonic the Hedgehog, the red one. They have 4-headed penises. And so we looked it up and he found this article. Oh my gosh. So this says, during copulation, echidna penises operate on a part-time schedule. Half the penises temporarily shut down while the other 2 heads are responsible for fertilization. But those 2 extra heads aren't there just to show off. Next time the echidna mates, he'll alternate which half he uses. So he has 2 different guns to shoot.
Oh, man.
Wow, by shutting down half of their penises at a time, the male echidna fit perfectly with the female's 2-branch reproductive tract. So she has 2 on the inside, and he has 4. Oh, that's wild. They have penile spines, very similar to cat penises. They have spines on them, so when they latch, they hold on to help with fertilization. May increase fertilization success or trigger ovulation. Oh, God, imagine spines in your coochie just to get you pregnant? Fuck that shit. Oh, God. You wouldn't be able to masturbate either. You would have to fight against the spines on your dick.
Let's see. Getting handsy. Dolphins are known for their intelligence, promiscuity, and absurdly dexterous penises. They have a prehensile penis, meaning it can swivel, grab, and grope, much like a human hand. A prehensile penis helps males navigate the complex, labyrinth-like reproductive tracts of female dolphins. Dolphins don't just use their penises for baby-making either. Bottlenose dolphins frequently copulate for pleasure and often with members of the same sex. Dolphin sex doesn't last long, only about 10 seconds, but males can ejaculate multiple times an hour.
Oh my God. God, can you imagine if human males could come multiple times an hour?
Jesus.
Our bodies are not meant for that. They're meant for one load and they have to recharge. Right? And then, unless you really practice.
Dude, this thing's like fucking... God, it's like fucking hentai tentacle. Like, just ripping out of the middle underneath it.
It's insane. They can just, like, get around whatever they need to. I know that I know dolphins also, like, smack around pufferfish because their toxin that they excrete gets them high.
I saw that today.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Most, pufferfish, its toxins it releases usually, like, knocks out any predators, but no, dolphins will apparently pass it around because it's like doing drugs.
Yeah, it's like pufferfish pass.
Yeah, right. Not puff pass, pufferfish pass.
Okay, so this next lovely is the flatworm. And it starts off saying, fencing with a phallus.
I saw that.
Like many organisms with intriguing phalluses, flatworms that engage in penis fights are hermaphrodites. Just one example that showcases how sex is a binary system, or as a binary system, fails to account for the range, fluidity, and diversity of many organisms. Some species of flatworm engage in this duel to see who can inseminate the other. So it's like, if I stab you, you get pregnant. If you stab me, I get pregnant. They're two-headed penises, so two heads on this guy, resemble tiny swords, and battles can last up to an hour as they take turns attempting to stab each other.
Oh my god.
What the fuck is this? The winner pierces the flesh of the other flatworm to deposit their sperm, something scientists refer to as traumatic insemination.
Traumatic?
Traumatic insemination. Mating can be competitive. What?
I mean, I guess that makes sense with, like, it's literally whoever draws blood first.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Mating can be competitive, with a single flatworm fertilizing another. In other cases, like with the tiger flatworm, they can both play roles. Each flatworm gives and receives sperm from its partner. Wow. That is insane. Just the fact that you can either be the pregnant one or not, and then just... Oh, that's so crazy. I just kind of want to play a video game where you give humans these kind of traits. Like, you have to stab each other. Like a Sims game. But you get, like, different animal sexual traits to see how they fuck. Because that would just be so weird.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine trying to stab someone with your
penis? Jesus. Oh... Yeah, the funnier part is in the game that I play all the time, Valheim, you can like, if you tame animals, you can get them to breed with each other. So it's like, I've dead-ass seen it where it's like, if I have two animals, they will both impregnate each other. So now my entire perception around this is totally changed to, like, they both have penises and they can both stab each other.
That is insane.
Whale, hello there. Blue whales are up next. Blue whales are the largest creature to ever roam the earth, and they certainly have the phallus to match. Blue whales' penis range between 8 and 10 feet with a foot-long diameter. Each of its testes alone can weigh 150 pounds. They can ejaculate gallons of sperm in a single go. Whale penises are so famously oversized that in Moby Dick, Herman Melville suggests using the skin of a sperm whale's phallus as a floor-length apron to stay steady while skinning the rest of the whale. Jeez!
Oh, God. Oh, my God. I didn't realize it was that fucking big. I've never seen a whale in person. So I'm like, 8 to 10 feet tall?
That's a fucking bus.
Yeah. God.
I've heard that too. Like, oh, a whale's penis is as big as a bus, and it's like, yep, nope, that in 8 to 10 feet.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I think buses are longer than 10 feet, like school buses, but like
I mean, our walls here, our ceilings are 8 feet tall, so it's gonna be as tall as these walls.
So yeah, there you go.
That is insane. Oh gosh. Okay. Barnacles.
Always within reach. Barnacles.
Barnacles. Okay, barnacles are stuck in a place for life, so they use their super long penises to reach out to nearby crustaceans, blindly depositing sperm inside their neighbors. Just
inside their neighbor?
There you go, guys. Here's a little for you and for you.
Okay, this is hentai. I'm looking at pictures right now. It's fucking hentai.
Oh, like flatworms, barnacles are hermaphrodites that can fertilize others, be fertilized, or both. Scientists have found that a barnacle penis features change based on where they live. Those in rougher waters have shorter, stouter penises, while those with calmer areas have long, slender penises. If humans had the same penis to body size ratio as barnacles, our penises would be as long as a humpback whale.
Jesus!
So about 50 feet in length, says Willingham. So compared to how tiny they are, they have like 50-foot dongs that just go around and deposit sperm.
Wow.
That is crazy. Oh God, this next one.
Oh no. Armored and amorous. Bed bugs? Oh no!
Mm-hmm.
Bedbugs are famous for their aggressive stabbing sex. Holy shit! Sometimes overzealous males kill females with their saber-like penis in the process! What? Willingham, I don't know who that is, explains that this violent process has caused bedbugs to evolve something very vagina-like, where they tend to get stabbed. This special, less armored area of their abdomen might minimize harm as the male injects its sperm into the female's circulatory system.
It just takes the sperm wherever it stabs and makes babies from it. That is crazy.
Oh. Oh, yeah, that looks like a fucking stinger. It looks like a bee stinger. Jeez.
Are you looking it up? Let me see.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, because they don't show the penis in the actual article. They just show, oh God. Fuck that.
It looks like a reverse scorpion tail. Instead of curving up, it curves down and underneath.
That's awful. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like bedbugs alone. Yeah, those are bad enough as is. Like, shit.
Yeah, now they have fucking stinger penises? Fuck that.
Right?
Okay, so this one is a microscopic eyeless cave insect which upends how scientists understand sex. Males of the species have a vagina-like pouch containing sperm, while females have a special penis-like organ that penetrates and vacuums up sperm from the male.
Oh, weird.
Unlike other species that use a similar process, butterflies, mites, beetles, males of the species don't have a similar penetrative organ. Only the females do.
Oh,
so the
that's
dudes
nuts.
get the semen sucked out of them rather than putting it in themselves. Wow.
Oh my God! Have you ever seen
Interesting. Go on.
What We Do in the Shadows?
What is that?
It's like a Office type of show, but it's based off of it's with vampires.
Only like an episode or two.
There is one episode where Laszlo keeps talking about like, no, fuck the witches. They're not gonna vacuum my semen out of me.
They must be an eyeless cave insect.
Yeah, right. So wait, I'm trying to find, what is this insect exactly? I don't see it.
Yeah, it's Gender bending genitals is that one, but it doesn't. It just
no, yeah,
says
I'm
eyeless
there.
cave.
Oh, eyeless cave. Okay.
Oh, they totally show them hooking up in this link. Yeah, it doesn't really have an actual name. I'll try to remember to link the actual article in the description if you guys wanted to take a peek.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, it just inserts itself and takes the semen from that little pocket. That's crazy. You can see the semen, too.
Yeah.
Wild. This vacuum. Insane. Okay. So this next one is a Chromodurus
blah, 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 blah.
reticulata. Chromodurus reticulata, I'm assuming. A type of sea slug that has to reckon with a scary reality. Sex means saying goodbye to their penis, at least for the day.
What?
These sea slugs are hermaphrodites and fertilize each other simultaneously during sex. Each has a 3 centimeter long schlong. But they have that in the article. But they only extend a centimeter of their penis when copulating. After sex, they shed their single-use penis into the ocean's abyss. It's like the condom of his own penis just and comes off. Right? But this loss doesn't mean their sex life is over. They have at least 2 more disposable penises segments hidden away. As soon as 24 hours later, the slug will be back in action.
Oh my god.
You just lose the tip of your penis and then the next segment comes out and then you can fuck again. That's so wild.
Oh my god.
Another slug. It's a lot of slugs.
Yeah.
Oh, but this one, I've seen these ones mate and it is gross.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
So, let's see. This looks like a leopard slug. That's cool.
I think it is.
Sometimes penises pose logistical challenges. That is certainly the case for the leopard slug. Oh, it's even called leopard slug.
Yeah!
Which is so well endowed that it has to go to extreme measures to reproduce. Mating leopard slugs dangle from branches by a shared rope of their own slime, with their penises hanging below. As hermaphrodites, these slugs inseminate each other during sex, so once the action starts, 2 penises are on display, and their penises are easily spotted. They're electric blue and roughly the size of the slugs themselves? Holy shit!
There's a video linked in that paragraph, or in that little section, and I'm watching the video. They are bright blue penises.
The act is a messy tangle, but nothing goes to waste. Once copulation is complete, one partner slurps down the slimy sex rope as a post-coitus snack. Oh my god!
Oh god, I got the chills. That's so gross. It's so slimy. Oh god, are we just gonna call this slimy slug sex?
Yep. Oh my god, it looks like a parasite coming out of it.
Oh, that's its penis, and it gets blue.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What the hell? This is insane.
Oh, shit. That thing just keeps coming out.
Uh-huh. It's long. It's like it curls up with each other, and it's like they're cuddling from all angles.
Oh my god. Oh, yeah, that is like blue.
It was funny because as you were reading, you were describing exactly what was happening for me in the video. And
that's funny.
Right when you said it turns blue, it's a blue penis, the blue blood or whatever started going through it. And I was like, oh, it's blue! That is crazy.
Oh my god, it's like a fucking, like, you took it like a Sour Patch Worms and, like, melted them together and just kept stretching and stretching and stretching.
Oh, I hate it. It's so gross.
I know! Yeah, post that link into the description for this video. Slug sex!
I mean, it's on YouTube, but you're allowed to just look at it. It's not like a porn thing. Oh, no. Oh, well, that's the end of that. Is there anything else you wanted to chat about? Oh, you're giggling.
Oh man, that was something else.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Flesh Bags. I took your line.
Yeah, you bitch.
You bitch.
Bitch. We hope you enjoyed the topics on this chopping block.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment for something you'd like us to babble about next.
See ya next time.
As a quick thing, I'm going to try and get these uploaded onto an actual podcast website soon. I will keep you guys updated. We'll see. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
See ya.